So it is time for the Wollaston Garden Club's annual Holiday Greens Sale coming up this Saturday, December 4th at the Wollaston Congregational Church. So Kathy Kervels and Ann Forsman are back in person here in studio to tell us all about it. Hi, ladies.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Joe.
Yeah,
Boy,
great
it's
to
great
see
to
you.
be back.
Isn't
Yes,
it though?
yes, it
Yeah.
really is. You didn't realize how much you would miss things like this. And
Just to have the aroma of the greens here in the studio and to see the friendly gnomes
I
and all the
know.
creations.
Well, friendly, not so friendly. I don't know. But anyway, yes, good to see you.
Yes. Although it was virtual, Ann, last year,
Yes.
it happened.
We did have a green sale
Yeah.
last year, but where you normally open up the community hall at the church and just have everything displayed and people just pick up. They had to pre-order last year.
Okay.
So that was a little different for everybody.
Yes.
But it worked out well, considering.
Yeah, before we talk about the sale, let's talk about the club itself and how it's been coping during these challenging times. You
Yes.
are co-presidents, but you were named co-presidents virtually.
Our first,
Yeah, we
our
really-
first
yeah.
meeting as club presidents,
Yeah.
co-presidents.
Was a year after we'd been installed.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Well, in
we were
person, but
introduced,
last
yeah.
year we did the whole year by Zoom as co-presidents
Yeah.
and never really physically had a group meeting. And so much of our group is really just community.
Yes.
Just seeing everybody and hearing different stories and catching up with people. And
It's a social aspect of
It
it too. right?
absolutely
Yeah.
so we
is.
opened our Zoom like a half an hour early just so we could have people do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was kind of funny,
The virtual cocktail hour.
The heads got smaller as
That's
more people
exactly
came
what it
on.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
People were just catching up, and so we managed,
Yeah.
So it's
And I have to give, I've said it before and I've given credit, but I'm going to do it again.
Yep.
I mean, the only reason we survived virtually was because of a team of people who really encouraged our members to attend. They baked goodies.
We did,
They
yeah.
had a delivery set up
Yeah.
so that people would drop off a goodie bag with a reminder about the meeting and maybe a raffle ticket for something we were going to
cupcake
hold.
or some cookies.
Yeah, and went to every
Wow.
member's
Yeah, we have
home
111
the morning,
members,
the
so-
morning of the meeting, and it was just
was a
you
great
know,
idea.
It was a wonderful idea, and it just for a lot of reasons, it just encouraged people. It reminded them we were having a meeting,
Yes.
and two, it kind of just reminded them how valuable they were to us.
Yep.
And we did have members, especially when the weather was decent. If somebody would come with their goodie bag, they'd say, "Oh, come look at my garden and see what's blooming."
Oh, yeah,
Because it
yeah.
was kind of nice to be able to be outside in some of those.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that is, and I think that's the nature of our club. We value our relationships, we value our members, and we really want to just include as many people as we possibly can all the time. And I
Yeah.
do think it was a really wonderful outreach for a lot of our members who were housebound, weren't seeing anybody, and
yeah.
it was just like a little bit of, yeah, we know you're here.
Right.
Because
Yes.
in a regular meeting, we'll have a spread, of goodies.
Sure.
Maybe if it's a noontime thing, we'll do a lunch, and if it's just because we alternate our day and night meetings. At night, we just have snacks and stuff. So we're known for putting out a good
Good food.
spread.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah,
It's a
come. Anybody's
reputation to
welcome.
have,
We
yes.
always have guests, and we don't. We have an open door policy. Come in and
We
see
have an
what's
open door
going on.
policy in our community meetings that are in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had in-person meetings in 2021?
Yes.
Okay.
Two of them.
Yes, we've had
I
two. One in
know.
September and one in one in
October.
and one in November.
Okay.
Our September meeting was still a virtual.
Okay.
And we will have we intend to be in person in our December meeting, but that really is a members only meeting. It's the only one of the year that's really only members
Yeah,
only.
we have fun with the Yankee swap and
Okay.
don't
Right.
have a presence
But we will
center.
have in January and February. We're going to do virtual just because weather is so iffy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So-
When do you meet?
Third Thursday of every month from
September.
September to May.
Okay.
Yeah. We take the
So-
summer off to be in our gardens. Everybody
Yep.
says, "Oh, garden club doesn't meet in the summer." I'm like, no, we're out and
Well,
about.
we do meet, but we
Yeah.
don't have an organized meeting time. We
Yep.
have we view members'
We do
gardens
strolls
and
in people's
strolls and
gar- yeah.
tours.
All right.
Yeah.
One of which, one of the tours was here at the library this year
Yes.
with Claire Fitzmaurice and
Yep.
Mimi Balsami's, the work that they do outside of these
Yeah.
beautiful gardens here.
Really
and
nice.
at that time, Claire and Mimi had a group of volunteers from the garden club that helped them organize and run a community-involved and welcomed lavender wand workshop.
Yes.
Using the unbelievable lavender that
Is growing in the
grows
garden,
in the
yeah.
Yes,
gardens.
Claire was kind enough to bring some sprigs right into our lobby
really?
here at QATV.
I hope you were all relaxed after.
It's such a nice smell, and she does such a nice job, and she's so enthusiastic. I just love watching her talk to people. It's great.
Well, she's so knowledgeable, and she's,
Yeah.
I mean, she's been working in these gardens now for 10 years, and she archived it. So she did have some pictures out of what the site looked like prior to them starting.
Yeah.
She can identify the plants there for anyone who is interested. She's worked on signage.
Yes.
So that
Yeah, I
if
noticed
you,
that.
yeah, anything that you want to know, I love that plant, what is it, you can identify it.
Yeah, and then
and
look it
Latin
up.
name. So
Yeah.
you,
Yeah,
so
it's
you're
really
sure
helpful
it's
for
not
anybody who's curious, yeah.
Not a
It's-
common name, but a Latin name. So you really truly do get the actual plant.
Yeah, it's a pleasure really to come in past it every single day.
Good,
and
yeah, you
enjoy
do.
it.
You
know,
do
and
have that
and
left,
she
yeah.
keeps it changing throughout the
And
season.
she has a group of people that work with her,
Yeah.
you know, every Thursday, I think it is, during this.
Yeah, she could use some volunteers. She's lost a couple, so we're working on getting her a few other
okay.
people who
Yeah.
are very dedicated to working on the gardens and have some working
Yeah,
knowledge.
nice.
So yeah,
Nice.
we're working on
Yeah.
that.
So your meetings are also at the church, at the Wollaston Congregational?
Yes,
they are.
Okay.
yes.
And what time?
Well, we do our noontime meeting at 11:45 we start.
Okay.
And then we do our evening meetings at 6:45. So
Okay.
we alternate because some of our members are still working.
Sure.
So that way the most people hopefully get to as many meetings as they can.
Yep, okay.
time-wise.
Our meeting schedule is on. We have a website.
They have a very nice website.
We do have a very nice website,
Which
and
is?
our meeting schedule. I want to be sure I get it.
WollastonGardenClub.
.com.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
www.wollastongardenclub.com.
Okay.
And all of our information is in our yearbook,
Nice.
which has been redesigned by a relatively new member. So shout out to Colleen Sopp. Thank you. Great job.
Nice job.
Yeah.
With photographs
Ooh, very
from our
colorful.
that
Members.
various members have taken
Yep.
from their gardens. Kathy's a great photographer. She's got pictures here. But anyway, it's a beautiful outline of everything we do and times and places. And
Okay.
And that's all also on the website.
It is.
All
for
of this
anybody to
information
look
is on
at,
the website.
right. Yeah.
How does one become a member of the Wollaston Garden Club?
Well, we have members from Braintree, Milton. We have members from Weymouth. We're not limiting ourselves to just Quincy residents,
okay.
Which is one thing that people don't. Some clubs do. It's their prerogative to do, but we have never done, evidently.
Okay.
And right on our website is a member form that they can download and mail in with a $30 check. That's all it is for
For the year.
For the year.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
That's
And
great.
then you're just
You're in.
You're in, yeah.
Okay.
But you can also come as a guest and get a feel and see if that kind of works for you. And we get a lot of people who come with their friends because their friends say, "Oh, I think you'd like this,"
Yeah.
and things like that. You know. So
Okay.
we had three.
We had three guests at our
Mm.
November meeting. Our November meeting, our speaker was a designer. So we try to alternate topics because not everyone is interested in floral design. Not everyone is interested in horticulture
Yeah.
or
The
the
envi-
different
yeah,
topics.
yeah.
So we try to vary and we try to have a couple of different topics. But usually in November, with our green sale coming up,
Yes.
we try to have a floral designer come and show us some sort of new stuff that's going on. and-
Seasonal.
Seasonal. Do
Some ideas to
Some
decorate
ideas.
your own home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we had Lisa.
And we had
Ahern,
Lisa Ahern, who
and
is
we've had her
unbelievable.
before, and people are really happy, and she's very creative, never duplicates anything, and she's a real big draw, and
Nice.
people are just happy. And you couldn't do that virtually, you know what I mean?
It has its limitations for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
as much as we appreciate that we had the option, things like that, you want to be watching her as she's describing how she's getting such and such with this wire or that thing or
Yes.
all that.
Well,
you
and
know?
it's hard, you know,
Yeah,
answering
absolutely.
questions is hard when you're putting them in a chat room. I mean, we can do it,
Yeah.
and we're willing to do it.
Well, gardening is a sensory experience,
Hands-on.
right?
Yes.
It's,
Hands-on.
You
Yep.
feel, you touch, you smell,
Yep.
and you see, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all the senses.
Right. I mean, this week while we're getting ready for Saturdays, on Thursday when all the greens stop being in the hall to be worked on, you walk in there, you just stop It smells so
It
wonderful.
smells like Christmas. It sounds
Yeah.
like Christmas.
Yeah, it does.
And it
Because we
looks like
have
Christmas.
we got music on.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah.
And people are just very creative.
And it's one of your major, if not the major fundraiser, isn't it, for the club?
That and
for
our
the
plant
year?
sale in the spring.
The spring plant
Yes,
sale,
those
yeah.
are our two
so
things,
those are your
yeah.
two big ones because you're all volunteers and you're all
Right.
completely
We are all volunteers,
donation-driven.
and
Yes, exactly.
so many and like people ask us all the time, what? So it's a fundraiser. What do you do with the funds that you raise?
Since you brought it up, what,
we brought
what do
it
you
up.
do with the funds?
So yeah, now you will notice that if you go to our website,
Yes.
we often have like the lavender wand workshop that was held here,
Yep.
or helping Claire with the expenses for the library garden. We give scholarships to high school students that are
Yes.
pursuing environmental studies
That's great.
or
I don't
or
think
just
people realize that.
aspects.
Right,
Yeah.
both
Right,
North Quincy and
right.
Quincy High.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We actually, I'm sort of, Kathy heard about it a little bit from another member yesterday, but I would love to get, there are some city trees that were beautifully planted down in the, and they call it, what do they call it, the President's Walk?
Yes.
Okay.
President's
Adams
Trail.
Walk or
Adams-
something? Oh, no, right
Adams
on the,
Walk.
where the
Down near Fenno Street.
World War II Memorial is
Oh,
there.
okay.
I think they call it the Adams Walk, but I'm not quite sure.
Well, you and I
Marymount Park.
Right,
Yeah.
it's
It is.
yeah, it's right across from the New Central.
Okay.
There are some trees there that were very recently planted, and they're gorgeous trees. They're already in need of pruning.
Oh,
So, one thing that we can do is we can organize pruning workshops. We can bring in a trained professional. We can show people how to do this stuff, like with city permission. I haven't worked that out yet, but usually
She's always thinking.
Yeah. So no, but we do
No, it's a good
work
idea.
with the park department.
Sure.
We don't do things like
No.
we don't cut greens in the city. We go to the park department. We talk to them about what we're going to do. They know our plan, because inevitably they'll get a call. There are people in your neighborhood with lobbers.
so best
So
to
we
a little
yeah.
ounce of prevention.
Oh,
is a pound of
absolutely.
cure. Yeah.
So we don't just
know.
roam the city
Right.
with cutting tools.
Well, it isn't. It's fun though.
But-
It's different.
yeah.
So the money we raise goes back to the community in a number of ways.
Right.
Civic beautification
Through
sites.
through education for our members, through community involvement in our workshops, through scholarships. We do what we can.
And it helps pay for a presenter like we
I was
had.
just going to say,
Right.
these are professionals. They can be
Exactly.
compensated for their time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't have,
Absolutely.
we have people who are interested. We feel our members would be interested in hearing.
Sure.
Exactly. You have to pay them for their time.
They're in
Absolutely.
demand. That's the service
Exactly.
they provide. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have an interesting community program coming up this year too, and I wanted to be sure, a couple of different things, but we've got a tree program coming up on trees in the city of Quincy. That's going to be a January Zoom meeting, so I don't know how that's going to work as far as community people, but it's going to educate our members in terms of what they're doing in the tree planting
Isn't he the
programs.
new?
Okay.
Isn't he
Okay.
the new?
Well,
Chris
Quincy
Haller,
has a
yeah.
tree warden
Department
now.
of Natural Resources
Forestry
Division.
He's our
Okay.
tree guy.
Yeah.
He's the city tree guy.
Yeah, we have a tree guy now.
We
get a
do.
tree.
We
and
actually have a
need-
Department of Natural Resources.
Right,
It's unbelievable.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's good because there are so many trees that will flourish in certain surroundings that
Right.
will not in others.
It's so important.
Right. You can say, "Oh, that's a pretty tree," and I've done it.
Yes.
I've bought a bush and said, "That's great," but I didn't pay attention to its needs,
Yep.
and then was so sad when it crashed
Was the
and
wrong
burned.
plant for
Yeah,
that place.
You know,
Yeah.
it just was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It's-
It
it's
needed
too
sun,
big,
or it
it's in
didn't
the
need
wrong
sun.
spot.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's
Yeah.
just so much going on, and trees are just as much in that category as anything
You can
else.
ask any constituent services director, and they'll tell
we
you
all know.
trees are probably the number one call that they get. Either
Yeah.
people want them or they want them removed.
Right,
but
right.
it's
Or everybody else's
it's a
tree
quality
is
of life
doing
issue.
good except yours,
Right.
and it's tough. Trees are,
Yeah.
but trees are important. So I'm glad, and these kind of programs are interesting.
Yeah.
So
So let's talk about the holidays and
yes.
holiday greens sale again Saturday,
I'll
December
give you a little
4th.
jingle,
Wollaston
jingle.
Congregational
It's sort of
Church.
a new
We
little
have a little
thing.
display here of what folks
this is
might
made with a
find.
pine cone. I don't know if you can see it
Hold
there.
that up, Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awful cute.
There you go.
And then one of our members made it a gnome, which evidently is a big.
Gnomes are trending.
Gnomes are trending.
Get your
According-
gnomes here.
No, hashtag gnomes,
So
okay.
that'll be a fairly reasonably priced thing,
Okay.
for.
And we do. We will have we'll have things that are all over the all over the spectrum in terms
Price,
of
right.
price-wise things.
But
We'll have beautiful
we're not
outdoor
very-
containers.
Yep.
We'll have beautiful, gorgeous floor things. Indoor, we have there will be at least 30 different indoor kinds of
Table
containers available,
arrangements,
table
for
arrangements,
your
centerpieces
the
that will
holiday.
be, and we couldn't bring them yet because
They're not
they're
made yet.
made fresh,
Okay.
Yeah,
locally
yeah.
sourced from our greens.
Yep.
And from our community area, so they could not be fresher, which guarantees them hanging out in your home and
Yeah.
looking good.
All
You're not going to
holiday
get it
season,
home
yeah.
and have it
That's
be
the thing,
wilted the
too.
next
Right.
day.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yep,
Very
and
creative,
some-
we have
a
'em.
little different take on our birch
Yep,
candles
slide
this
that over a
year.
little bit more. Yeah,
We
yep,
typically
there you go.
will.
Yep, good.
We've for the past year we sold some pillars. We
Taller and thinner.
a little
but-
tall and thinner. This year our birch stock is a little bit thicker, but
Okay.
they will be gussied up with holiday
And again,
greenery.
these are found pieces of birch that we
We do not cut down any
a birch
trees.
Yes,
tree,
yes, yeah, yeah.
because they're gorgeous. But
And
when
it
you
really,
s-
it says the holidays, you know, when
Doesn't
you see
it?
a
Birch is very
a birch
true.
limb,
So
yeah,
we'll have
decorated like that.
there is a few different sizes of these available.
Nice.
And another little Nomi
Can you see
that's
that?
very
Yeah,
cute.
slide that right over. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, and I do get a kick out of these because one of our committees is a garden therapy committee. And our
Huh.
garden therapy person is working with a knitter who's knitting all the knit hats for us.
Oh, so that's a
So
handmade hat.
It's
that
a
is
handmade hat.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. And that is, I don't know if you can really see, but this is how big the pine cone is.
The pine cone goes to
Okay.
here.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
it's quite. That,
So
I think
really
it's one-
unique items.
Yeah,
it's a-
either
Yeah,
for
and
gifts or
again,
for your own
pieces
home.
of found wood.
Yeah. Okay.
That so, and I guess I should just this one here.
In addition, we'll have 100 wreaths.
We
but
should-
Okay.
at
Is
le-
that
over
good?
100
Is
wreaths.
Good
that
to know. Yeah, right over in front of you.
Right
There
over
you
in
go.
front of me. All right,
Perfect.
so this is another one with a huge pine cone.
I see that.
I know, and these come from, I think she's Georgia.
I was going to say, there's no pine tree around here that
No.
has cones
No,
that
goes
big.
from
no,
here to
those are
here.
not locally
Yeah.
sourced, but they
You know?
are.
So it's really, and they're just cute. She
But
just
the
does-
arborvitae that it's on
Yep,
is just
yep.
stunningly
and
pretty.
all that's.
And then you have
local.
just raw greens too, right? Just
And we,
Right.
yes,
where
now we
folks can
also
create their
sell,
own.
yeah, in addition to the decorated wreaths by our designers, we also sell bags of fresh greens that have been trimmed and are ready to go for
I don't know what. Oh,
whatever you want to do with them.
like
Oh,
your,
yes,
like
yeah,
your
we-
mantle perhaps, or
you know, somebody wants to put them in their window box,
Okay.
or you know, make their own outdoor container,
Okay.
or something inside. And we always try to mix it up with whatever greens. Variety of greens is really important to us, so that everything's not the same.
Yeah.
And then we'll put pine cones in that they can, you know, do whatever they want with. And
Create their
those are
own.
very popular. People come in just
They
sometimes
buy
just
just
for
to
that,
buy the
you know.
bags of greens.
Sure.
Yeah.
What are the hours for the green sale? And kind of how does it all work? What's the logistics? What's the
I don't know what
logistics
time
of it
we
all?
start.
9 to 12.
Thank you.
So yes, we're beginning at we open at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
It is not unusual to have a line.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay.
It's
So
true.
yeah, depending, you know, sometimes if it's really cold and nasty, it's not as long as other days.
Everybody's waiting in
But,
their cars to dart into the doors
Yeah,
open.
yeah. So
I know.
yeah,
it's
just
it's
but I
very
would
popular in word of mouth and neighborhood.
Sure.
And people come year after year, and
bet,
at
yeah.
9 to 12. But if you come at 11:30, we're sorry, there's mostly nothing
There-
left.
you won't
and
find
that's
much.
our intention. We really like to
Sell
have
out.
nothing
Yeah.
left, because it's all, you know, again, for the holidays, and it will be great for the holidays, but you're not going to keep it.
Okay,
You know.
yeah.
You know. So.
well, you could keep these pine cones and you can
Oh,
keep
definitely.
this birch here.
Yes,
I
and
would
the-
toss
the-
those
and-
greens, but you can put some new
the
fresh
knitted
greens in the next
hats.
year.
You can keep the hat.
You can keep the hat. Yep.
Put it on your
In the
cat,
pine
perhaps.
cone, there's nothing wrong with keeping pine cones.
Yeah.
You know, so but people that design these things, their imagination just really
Very
impresses me.
artistic, yeah.
I am not in that category.
Yeah.
I will give them greens, and we were cutting the other day, and somebody said, "Well, these kind of look a little skimpy. Why would we have, you know, need of these?" And
Yeah.
I said, "Well, the designers will put 3 or 4 together, and all of a sudden they won't look skimpy."
Right.
But we don't know what they're
You
doing.
need to
with
have the
them.
eye for that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We give them the materials, and let's see what they do with them.
Yeah,
You know, so.
And again, we're working to our strength. Like that's her quote. But if we've got over 100 members, we've got some members that are just absolutely have the eye and love to design. We've got
Yeah.
other members that love to do the cutting. We've got other members that just
make sure that there's lunch there for
Yeah,
the
I mean,
people.
just
and
enjoy
all-
it.
serves
It's all
it all,
of it.
you know, it's a team
Absolutely.
effort. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is a team effort. It
Yeah.
is a huge club effort, and everybody wants to participate in some form
Yeah.
or other. And that's the community. That's what I love. That's what I missed last year with the Zoom.
Yeah, well,
You know?
well, you mentioned in 2020, folks had to pre-order their greens,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
there'll be an aspect of that will continue?
You know, we debated on
Oh,
whether or
yeah.
not we're going to do that this
Yeah.
year, and
We decided no.
we
Okay.
did
All right.
we
Okay.
did decide. Well, the person who was the Greens sale chairperson really decided no, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll evaluate again afterwards.
2020 was a unique,
It
Well,
was.
certainly, yeah.
really unique year.
And there may
know.
be, we were debating on whether or not we would continue some sort of pre-ordering. And maybe we'll decide after this one that
We'll see.
we
You'll
needed
have-
to do
yeah.
that. But
You might need 2 holiday green sales.
Oh, Lord.
Kathy.
One is really good.
One is enough, yeah.
Yeah, it's,
No,
there's a
it's
lot-
a balancing
We-
act. I don't
we'll
think
see.
a lot of
Exactly.
folks don't know
No.
quite now how to work a hybrid model of anything.
Right.
No,
exactly.
we're still
and we
working
did
on that.
manage very well because Emily Lebo, who is one of our past presidents,
Yep.
is very, very good at Zoom.
Yes.
And you really need that person, at least one. And now we have 2.
Yep.
You know, because you get a big group, you get 60, 70 people in a Zoom. That's a juggling
You need a
act all
moderator
of
that
it.
can keep
Exactly.
everything in control.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. So we didn't
Quickly
have to worry.
spiral into chaos.
Ian and I didn't have to worry about that aspect of it
Right.
because we knew that Emily had it, you
Yeah.
know, and now Janet has it too, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, people just say, "What can I do to help?" And well, what do you like to do?
Right.
You know, that's how we found out our new member.
What's your talents? Yeah,
Likes
there
to
you
do
go.
computer work, you know, and we were like, "Really?" 'Cause
yeah,
that's
it's nice to have a graphic artist
that's not.
in
It's
the
not
group.
very often that people say, "Oh, I just love to work on the computer."
Right.
So, but she is very, very clever. So.
Interesting. Have you noticed more young people getting involved?
We got some young members.
Okay.
Well, yes, but they're still working people, which
Yeah.
sort of limits the involvement that they can have
Of course,
in some
yeah.
of the stuff. But it's great to have young members.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
They
they're-
just bring a different perspective.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, like Sunday we started because and those people that couldn't work were helping cut the greens and said, this is so great that you had a Sunday thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of our work might be, you know, Tuesday afternoon because a lot of us are retired.
Sure,
You
people
know,
are still
so I
working if
mean,
they're
so,
younger,
Sunday was really nice to see the younger people in there.
Excellent.
You know? Yeah, and they loved it. They were like, "Oh, this is fun," and I'm like, "Exactly. That's what the overriding reason why I love the green sale is
Yeah.
because it is fun, and you're done at the end of the day, and you're like, wow, you know, how did that all happen? But it happened because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so many people have so many different ideas and talents and come in and do it, and like you say, they're all volunteers.
Yeah.
You
How
know?
much does it typically bring in for the club?
Well, that's kind of an unusual thing. We could bring in $5,000.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
When all is said and done,
when
we
all said
paid
and done,
everybody, you know,
You know,
back
it really,
and,
yeah. We
know.
we have expenses to pay too,
course.
and whatever. But yeah, and that really would fund our programming and our scholarships and our community efforts
Yeah.
for the year.
So it
like
all
that
goes
with
right
our
back
plant
into
sale.
the community.
It
Oh,
all
yeah.
goes back.
Which is great.
Yeah. So
Thank
yeah,
you both.
we've
Anything
been-
else we should let folks know about?
No, but
just
thank you
come.
for the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
It's our pleasure.
always
We're
Yeah.
happy to do it. Happy to get the word
Come
out
to the
there.
sale.
Yeah, we
The
always.
weather
say-
looks okay, I think.
The weather
I
does
do
look good.
agree. I think that the whole rest of the week is kind of cold, but nothing, you know, terrible.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
it's
But it
December.
is December.
That's right. Put you in the spirit, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know. So thank you so much.
You're
Joe.
welcome.
Always a pleasure.
Likewise. Happy holidays to both of you.
Yes,
to you and your
yes,
crew.
Thank you
I
very
know.
much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching us here at AM Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Please join us next time.